Good morning everyone. I'm on the West Highland Way. I parked at Devil's Staircase car park and I walked up on the trail about 15 minutes to get this view. That's the Buachaille Etive Mòr with the Glencoe cottage down there. You can shoot here about from 20 mil to 28 mil. If you want to grab details, then obviously you can go tighter with the crop, but for me I think I'm gonna stay with the ground vistas this time. It's raining at the moment, so be prepared to get lots of warm clothes if you want to shoot from this location, especially in winter. It's not too difficult to approach because the West Highland Way is a well-trodden path, so a good walking boots would do the job for you. It's an easy reachable and very rewarding spot to shoot the Buachaille Etive Mòr from. From this viewpoint you have this little pine grove on the left, and that's kinda covering the River Coe in the background. If you don't prefer this one, then you can walk a little bit further up on the West Highland Way to get a view over this little pine grove and include the river in your composition. But obviously you're going to be further, either you need to zoom in more or you're gonna get even wider vista in your photo. For this photo I think I'm gonna stick to this spot here. I'm happy to shoot with the little pine grove in my frame. So this is the composition I went for. Unfortunately we don't have the side light on the Buachaille. I wanted a little bit of light which would kind of light up this ridge line over here and would separate a little bit better between the Buachaille and the mountains of Glen Etive, the Etive range. So the low clouds are coming in from the west and you can't even see the peak of the Buachaille. So this is not the ideal shot, an ideal condition, but this is what we got today, and still a very nice moody photo. So I left the car at the Devil's Staircase car park and basically I'm just walking over the road and down to the riverbank and the Glencoe cottages, and I'm going to try to create some composition, frame up some compositions including the cottage and the Buachaille. Here I am. I came down straight to the riverbank. I can use this little molehill to climb and gain a little bit of elevation, which gives me a little bit different perspective, and that helps to make the photo 3D pop a little bit more. That's what I'm gonna do. So you can see just climbing a couple of feet above the riverbank gives you a much better perspective to shoot from. I took a couple of photos here with polarizer and without polarizer, just to see the difference, what it makes to the surface of the water, how it cuts out the reflection. Does it look better? Does it not look better? So the next kind of location is just about a mile away from the Devil's Staircase. Here we are. Just gonna pull over here and try not to stay on the road. It's still raining heavily outside, so while it's doing so, I thought I was recharging the batteries with some pistachios. After a little detour, I have arrived back to that location. You have to just cross the A82 very carefully. And let me swap you around. So this is a mountain rescue helipad here, so it's usually closed off. Sometimes it's open, but don't park here because it's for the mountain, yes, Glencoe Mountain Rescue. So now you just have to walk down to the River Coe and try to frame up the Buachaille with the river. So it's not gonna be easy because the peak is very close, so you're gonna need a really wide angle here. I would say probably below 20mm. So let me just find the way down and I'll be back in a sec. Here I am down at the riverbank. There are several cascades can be found here within about 300-400 yards distance, so you just have to find the best one which works for you. I moved just about 100 yards further up on the river, and this is going to be a landscape orientation. I used the soft graduated ND filter just to pull back the highlights in the clouds and give some more definitions, more contrast there.
I never really know what's going on.
This is also quite nice, using this rock as a foreground element.
Hear me out, hear me out. It's all the things you never show. There are the things
The next location is the cauldron, which I photographed last year. Maybe you can hear it rooming. Instead of taking the same photographs again and again, I decided to move over to this little puddle here, because that's the one I wasn't able to photograph last year because it was too windy. Now there is no wind, so I framed up this composition. Again, I used the soft graduated filter to pull back the sky. It's beautiful, isn't it?
but if you don't want to tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Losing almost all my energy.
I just can't go home without having a photo of this one.
It's getting hard to talk to you, and I'm the only one who speaks. It's all the things you never show.
This is the last location for today, but that doesn't mean there is no fifth location for shooting the Buachaille Etive Mòr. Well, good morning everyone. Here I am at my last location of the 5. I'm just opposite King's House Hotel on the other side of the A84. Just parked at the lay-by and walked down to the river Etive. Here again you're gonna need very wide angle lens, probably below 18mm if you want to go with one photo, but I rather going to do a panoramic image. Probably about 8 to 10 photos need to be captured, and in that case you are okay with about 24-28mm, depending on how wide you want to have your panoramic image. So that's what I'm gonna go for, and also I'm gonna try to capture this wonderful sunrise on a side left.
Secret start in your heart so slow. But if you don't want to tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Here we go, turning all the wrongs into rights. Here we go, you can take me there tonight. Whoa, this life is all we know.
Obviously, while I'm here, I'm also gonna capture some compositions with the river and the ski resorts as well.
Going on. And even when you're next to me, I feel like you were gone. It's all
This was the 5th and final location for shooting the Buachaille Etive Mòr. I hope you enjoyed this little summary, and if you did, then please give it a thumbs up, and also if you like the content, please subscribe. There is also a 6th location, which is right there, the well-known location or spot where tens of thousands of photos already have been taken. I took photographs 4 years ago from that location, and this year I didn't want to include. I'm leaving now Glencoe, unfortunately. This was my last day. In the afternoon I'm planning to stop at Loch Lomond and take a couple of photographs at certain locations, but that's gonna be in another video. Hope you enjoyed my whole journey here in Scotland. See you at Loch Lomond.